Okay, so continuing on with the door schedule a little bit, we want to minimize the size of it, so we're not itemizing every unit, but we're saying that we have 18 of door number 1 and 2 of door number 2 and so forth. So we've got to count on how many of each door style we have, but we don't. So we have 18 of these door number 1s. Door number 1 happens to be a bifolding door on my plan, and that's inside the unit. So it's a 60-inch wide by 80-inch tall door that came from the properties. We said that all of our doors were going to be supplied by a company called Built. Our bifold doors have a wood frame, so I just put in WD in there. Closet doors obviously don't have any fire rating, so I left that blank. The door is going to be stained. The frame is going to be stained. I gave it a hardware group 8. We're just giving the different types, different numbers. And I really don't have any comments about that door. Door number 2, I have 2 of those, and it didn't put in a size for me. And what could be some possibilities of why it didn't put in a size? Okay, the possibilities could be that I actually put in 2 different size doors and labeled them both 2. If I have a 36-inch by 80-inch and a 30-inch by 80-inch, and I label them both 2s, it can't give me a size, right? So that could be one possibility. So let's go back and look at my floor plan. Let's look at that door 2. Okay, here's door 2, and it's in the 1-bedroom unit, and it's the small bifold by the front door. So if I click on that door, it is a 36 by 80 2-panel bifold. So I only have 2 of those. One's on the first floor, one's on the second floor. This one is a 36 by 80. If I go to the second floor, there's that same door. It's a 36 by 84. So it was a taller door, same width, but a taller door, so I can't label it. So I'm going to change this one to a 36 by 80. Just that simply. I go back to my door schedule, and there it is, right? Now it can do it, right? So that, if something doesn't show up on your schedule, that could be a reason. Okay, so I've got in all my doors. Something I haven't talked to you about, but I actually put in some access panels to get to my tub and shower valves. So we haven't talked about that in class, but I put them in. I went out to Revit City and I found an access panel, and I loaded it into the project, and I put it into my wall that's where the tub is, and it automatically put them on my schedule. But it put them on with not a size, it just said access panel 1 here. And actually it's access panel 1569. And that's the number that it came in from Revit City with. I actually want that panel to say that it's a certain size. So I'll go back to my floor plan. And I'll find that access panel. And I put it in over here. An access panel doesn't show up much because it's in the wall, right? But it's right there. And that's where it's telling me it's an access panel 1569. So I want to have that give me a size to it, so I'm going to edit the type, and I'm just going to rename it. I want my access panel to just say that it is a 12-inch by 18-inch. So that's the size of it, so I'll say OK. I'll go OK. And now if I go back to my, before I go back to my plan, I'm going to make sure they're all that type. Okay, it's a 12-inch by 18-inch, okay? Now if I go back to my door schedule, now they're changed to 12 by 18s, right? And that's what I wanted under my door size. When I went and looked them up on the internet to find out a company that makes them, I found a company called Universal that makes access panels. They make metal access panels. Those panels are going to be painted, frames and doors, so they match the wall. So that's pretty much how I put that in. I do have 4 access panels here, and actually I should have 8, right? I should have 1 for every unit. So obviously I only put them on the first floor probably. And the door number for them is 5, 6, 7, and 86 for some reason. So I need to change the numbers on them so that they're all the same, and I want them to be door number 5 here, and I want there to be 8 of them. So something else needs to be done on my plan. So I'm going to go back to my unit plan again, or my first floor plan. And I have no tag for it, right? There is no tag on it. So if it put it on my schedule even though I didn't have a tag on it. So I'm going to click on that. And there is no tag there. If I go hit the little light bulb down here, there is no hidden tag. Turn that back on. So I need to tag it. I'm going to go to View. No, I'm going to go to Annotate, I guess it is. And we have Tag by Category up here on the top. We have Tag by Category, Tag All, and so forth. I tried Tag All and it didn't work. It didn't show one, so I'm going to Tag by Category. Save my project. And then I'm going to select that door. And it threw that tag out there, and 86 is the right number that it put on my schedule in one place. Okay, so then I want to probably move that. So I can move this up here someplace. Okay. And it's okay that it has a line on it because I can't actually see the door anyway, but I want to identify that at that location I have something, and then we could click on that and find that. So I want to renumber that, and we wanted that to be 5, right? Okay. Elements have duplicate numbers, that's okay. And I'd have to tag this one down here and so forth. So rather than to do that all here, that's just a matter of retagging using Tag by Category. Find that access panel. And it comes out to 5 again. I got one in here I didn't want, but okay. Move that one around over here. Okay. Now if I go back to my door schedule, keeping in mind I only did 2 of them. Now under number 5 I do have 2 of them, right? Okay, and as soon as I do the rest of them I will have them correct as well. Okay, so we have some Bayer built doors, which are the wood interior doors. We have universal doors, which are the access panel doors. The main entrance doors coming into the building, which were the curtain wall type doors. I looked up a company and I found Conair, which is a brand. You probably looked up a different company, just put in the company name that you looked up. Those are aluminum doors. They're not fire rated. The door finish on aluminum doors is anodized, and the frame is also an anodized frame. Okay, then we have some more Bayer built doors, which are our fire doors. We have some 60-minute rated doors, and the mechanical room is 90-minute. We have door 107 and 207 are the patio doors in my building. So they're in my building. They happen to be swinging doors. You may have patio doors or double French doors or whatever in your building. So yours might be a different size. I found that mine are coming from Marvin, Some of you have, I believe, Pella, or some of you might have Anderson. That's okay. Mine are a wood-clad door, so they're basically a wood door with a metal finish on the outside. The door is going to be stained. The frame is going to be factory white. In other words, it's clad with a factory white finish in mine. You might have factory bronze or something else. Okay, those doors in my project over under comments are an 8-light divided light. That means they're a glass door with grills in, right? And there's 8 panels in there. So they're 8-light divided light. And then I have them on the first floor and the second floor. One other thing I want to cover here is that sometimes the schedule, it probably looks pretty good here, but if I'm looking at my hardware group, for example, the numbers that I put in are showing up on the far left side of that column, right? I'd kind of like those numbers to be in the center of the column. So if I go over again to the properties and I look at appearance, I can edit the appearance, no, not the appearance, the formatting, excuse me. Say, okay, go to formatting, and under hardware group, the alignment I can change to centered and say okay, and now they're centered in the column. So you can play with your schedule a little bit and try to get it looking as good as possible. I could do the same thing on the fire rating one. I could go to formatting, fire rating, and maybe make that one centered. Okay. And theoretically I could make them all centered if I wanted to, right? But those are the 2 that I want to center. Okay, I think that's probably enough about the door schedule. You have 2 videos now. You have one where we kind of prepared the video and now where we refined it a little bit.